And I want to share with you the story of a remarkable woman. Her name is Francisca Santos, and she emigrated to the United States at the age of 33 in 1988. She was extremely hardworking. She started working in restaurants, and 10 years later, she obtained a loan, $120,000, to start her own business. Now, what's interesting about this is she didn't go to a financial institution for this loan. This was actually another business owner in the community, another entrepreneur approached her and said, "Hey, I see your work ethic. You're extremely committed. You're hardworking. You're a great cook. Would you like to start your own business?" He had already heard that that was her dream. She wanted to start her own business, but she didn't have credit. She didn't have a bank. She didn't have a bank account. She didn't have access to any financial institutions. So she didn't really know where to turn for that. And in many communities with culturally diverse individuals, that's how they get started. They get the money to start their business from community members, from local business owners that support that endeavor. And that's how they get started. It's really interesting because it all goes back to that collectivist culture, collectivist values, where everybody kind of lifts each other up and supports each other in what they want to do. So she got her loan for $120,000. She had her business for around 18 and a half years. She sold it for profit. She's now retired. She was able to build her dream home, buy some land that is yielding her crops that she sells, and very profitable. And the reason why I'm sharing her story specifically, one, because it's true, and two, because she's my mother. I am so proud of her. She's such an inspiration to me every day. When I moved to Washington from New York, across the country, I said, if my mom did it, I can do it. And I have not regretted it. I love the work I do. I'm passionate about it. I love the impact that I get to have. You know, we get to support so many students that often don't have a voice. And it's because of this awareness, because this platform that I get to have, I think on whose shoulders I stand. And it's women like her, other immigrants that have paved the way for so many of us that have come since. With that being said, I do want to say it would have been advantageous for Francisca if she would have had a banking institution supporting her. She probably would have paid that loan quicker because the interest rates would have been lower. Okay, so this individual, she did support her, and he did give her that money up front to start her business, and she did pay it back, but the interest rate was a little higher. Why? Because there was no middleman, right? It was a pretty easy transaction, but that comes at a price. So I want to make sure that in sharing this story, I am highlighting those financial values from different cultures, but I do want to emphasize, usually you can get better rates from a bank or a credit union once you have established that relationship. So many of our students from different cultures will be interested in becoming entrepreneurs. And this can be a really fun way of introducing financial education in your classroom, starting off with some of the characteristics of an entrepreneur, budgeting, what are your interests, can be a very personal way of engaging students and having them access this information, introducing these concepts, opportunity costs, and other really fun financial topics can be introduced this way. And with that being said, I want to talk to you about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Now, they are a federal government agency that has an extensive list of financial education activities and resources. They are completely free of charge, no registration necessary to access these resources. And you can, because there's like hundreds of lessons, hundreds of activities, you can filter by grade band, duration, and topic, which is really helpful. Now, the ones that I am sharing with you here are intended for younger students. I know this is a webinar focusing on the 9-12 grade band. These activities are for younger students, but they're fun and they can be adapted. And they're meant, I feel, as introductory activities to get the juices flowing, get the minds working about, okay, What if I want to be an entrepreneur? What are the things that I need to consider? What makes a successful entrepreneur? What skills do I already have that could be useful and beneficial? And again, making education fun and exciting and engaging is always the way to go. So those are some of the resources that I wanted to share with you. Now, Next Generation Personal Finance is another platform that has an extensive list of resources. These are for middle and high school students only. They do require a registration from the educator, but they have another extensive list, repository of lessons, units, and curriculums. Some of their material is available in English and Spanish. I'm not sure if they offer any other language. I think they don't. So far, it's only English and Spanish. Now, this unit that I am sharing with you now is called the Entrepreneurship Unit. It consists of 4 lessons. It is short, but it is really engaging. And what I like about Next Generation Personal Finance is that they always have a lot of fun articles, videos sometimes, graphs, just great information that they add into the lesson plans to make the activity and the learning as engaging and informational as possible. I myself learned so much from them. I want to also mention Next Generation Personal Finance also offers professional development. They have courses for educators, and they do qualify for clock hours. I think they just recently obtained the ability or they meet the criteria for Washington clock hours for certified educators. You can also get certifications once you complete these courses. You do have to pass an exam with an 80 or higher, so you kind of have to pay attention to those classes. I've taken 3 of them. I recommend it. I've liked it very much, and I've learned a lot. But going back to what we're here to do, learn about resources for our students. This is one unit that they have that really highlights the characteristics of an entrepreneur. What makes a successful entrepreneur? What do you have in terms of soft skills and hard skills that can make you a very successful entrepreneur, excuse me. Also, understanding that there are hurdles and opportunity costs when if you decide to start your own business. It's not going to be a steady income, because business could be hot 1 week or 1 month and then dip the next week or the next month, impacting how much profit you're bringing in, how much revenue you're making. And it's also important for students to kind of understand that there is that opportunity cost. They also learn about, and I like this, they have an activity there about creating your elevator pitch that I loved, and also starting to think about a business plan. How do you create a business plan? How do you fill it in? It's really helps students organize their thought. And for students who are seriously considering becoming entrepreneurs, starting their own business, or students who already have their own businesses, many of them do, this could be a really useful tool. This could be a really useful unit. NGPF also has a great careers unit. I feel like if you're going to talk about entrepreneurs, you also have to talk about careers and other choices and other paths to give students as many options as possible in how they want to continue their path in adulthood. Now, this is a much longer unit. It consists of 10 lessons, but it is very complete. Some of the features of this unit that I like, that I want to highlight, is the fact that they discuss, hey, not everybody is meant to be college bound. It could lead to high debt as you access student loans. If you are not sure what career, if you want to pursue a career, then maybe it would be better for you to take some time and think about it. It gives students options. It talks about trade school. It talks about apprenticeship. It talks about, hey, maybe if you do want to go to college, but you feel like you don't want to have that much debt, you can work for a year, save some money, and then consider community college and transferring to a 4-year university to obtain that degree that you seek. So it gives students a lot of really great information on how to pursue higher education if that is what they want, and also how to pay for it. There's great information here about FAFSA and scholarships, grants, if you are interested in pursuing higher education. All very useful information, definitely. Another, I don't want to go to the next slide before I mention this. Another fun feature of this unit is that it really prepares students who are seeking employment on how to create a resume, how to create a cover letter. These are really important skills for students to work on when they apply for jobs. Applying for jobs online is another thing that this unit covers. Now, it also covers something really fun. Let's say the student does get that job. Well, now what? You need to know how to read a pay stub. You need to understand what deductions and taxes are taken out of your paycheck. And these are all things that this unit, again, covers, a very complete unit from NGPF. Now, I have been talking to you all for 45 minutes. We're going to move on to some culturally relevant resources, more culturally relevant resources for financial education in the